Hey, SportGlobe fans, I came across a video and I wanted to put another video to it. One is international, one is local. Right? It's talking about, the Reggae Boyz team that is looking to qualify for the 2026 World Cup. That is going to be held, of course, between the US, Canada, Mexico. And we want to see that because it's our backyard. I think, them set up the thing for Jamaica qualify. Why we didn't qualify is hard to even tell because we think we have the quality players. We think we have everything and everybody think that. The fans who don't even play or understand football thinks that. And everybody, non-fans like Mr. non-players and all of that, thought that would have been qualifying easily when we hear the thing came out, right? But we never did. So we make it harder for ourselves. Anyway, the international folks think that we should have qualified easily too. So we're not wrong in thinking that. Why we don't qualify? Is that coaching problem? Is it a player problem? What it is? It can be the administration because as far as I'm concerned, administration not even out there and the players them had no complaint this time around. No money issues, no administration issues, no issues that we heard about so far. But anyway, these two videos that I put together because I'm thinking to myself right now and I'm sitting down and I'm watching both things. I'm listening to what the international market saying and I'm listening to what we are saying locally about ourselves. And guess what? Oral Tracey video, I watch that because I watch film thing all the time. I support a lot of things that he says, right? I don't support a lot of things that him said too. So I have things, even a lot of things that him say and comment on most of the time. But most of the time, I'm with him on a lot of the things. So Oral, big up yourself, right? So, and I invite you all to go and check out Oral video as well. I'll leave the link in the comments so you can go watch Oral video, even though I'll be playing it in my segment here. I've also, found a video that I think these guys started out pretty recently in terms of football and international football, but they're pretty good at analyzing and understanding and they know the game of football. So I'm not even gonna go with the big wigs who we think just a talk out of sheer crazy experience that them have and them think them know football, because I think nobody knows the game like the game itself. And once you're on the field of play, because even as retired players, actually great retired players, think they can predict a game and think they can predict an outcome, but it is none. Because as everybody know, anybody who play football have anything to do with football, the phrase has been said all the time is that the ball is what? Round. So guess what? We can't tell the outcome. You have a good team, sometimes a good team not even perform. Look on Liverpool. Good team they have. They buy one of the most expensive players in the trading market recently. Where are they today? Can't even. It's another topic to talk about. But anyway, make we continue. So I put together the two videos, right? These look like two American guys who is commenting on football. I wanted to put the link for their YouTube channels as well in the comment section, in the description, so that you can also go and watch and check out their channels as well. So both Oral Tracey and these guys, I wanted to go and check them out. They're pretty new to me too. But what I'm trying to compare is that how we as Jamaicans see ourselves and how we view ourselves, how we view our team, how we support our people, all the time. And this is the thing that I've always said. We have to support our people. The man them all go buy a Jamaica shirt, just to even make the presentation, And of course, they really voted and think that Jamaica should qualify to go to the World Cup, and they really think so, and they analyze the thing right down to the T. I like the analysis and I like what they're saying. They're not cussing over the thing. They think that Jamaica, we'll make a mistake not qualifying firstly from the preliminary. We should have, but they can justify the reason why they think we are going to qualify, even though we're going to come up against big teams, right? But that's it. But I want you to go and check out the videos. Tell me what you think. What's your opinion on both videos and both set of people commenting on Jamaica's chances to qualify for the World Cup, and tell me what you think. And I'll also share my own opinion in the comment section in regards to what I think about the two videos and how I feel about us as Jamaicans and how I feel about our own self. We need to support ourselves, we need to support our teams, we need to support our country, and we need to give great credence to whoever it is that is going to represent us. Hey, listen, remember, like, share, and and subscribe. Share to your friend, leave a friend, tell a friend to tell a friend. And also, leave your comments with me all the time. Let me know what you think and how you feel, especially about this video and about other videos to come. I appreciate all the subscribers that we have had it, and we want to see your comments as well. So thank you a whole lot for your subscription again, and thank you for your comments again. We appreciate it. We love it. Remember, our game, our culture, our globe. SportGlobe. This episode is sponsored by J&J Garage. Top quality, cheap prices.
J&J Garage, we do excellent brakes and clutch repair. Pressure plates, flywheels, disc brake pad, brake shoes, clutches. Any job you have, cars, vans, jeeps, buses, trucks, and tractors. Just call J&J Garage, 1-876-408-3836, 887-7504 for all your pickup and delivery service throughout the 14 parishes.
Good morning! North America, Jamaica, Africa, everywhere. Hello, we are covering the Inter-Confederation playoffs. You forgot that we are covering that 100%. We are covering it, Rahi. And yeah, guess who's back? You got a brand new jersey. There's a brand new life to this team. It's the Jamaica Reggae Boyz against New Caledonia and then potentially against DR Congo.
We are jamming again, my friend. We have another chance, another opportunity. Look, Jamaica should have qualified automatically. They blew it, but that's in the past. Now they got to move forward. They have 2 games. So does New Caledonia potentially have 2 games? DR Congo 1 game. We shall see. There is opportunity because on the other side of this crazy windowsaw is the prize, is the World Cup in North America. Still an opportunity. You couldn't have asked for anything more.
We waited a long time for this match. Here's how things are looking. This is what will be the pathway that we discussed to get to the all-coveted spot. And if you win that final on March 31st, you will be in the World Cup. Yes, you will be in the World Cup. This is, again, how things looked for the Jamaica Reggae Boyz. Rahi, like, what in the world? This is not something that you would expect to see, would it?
Not at all. Looking at this group, when you saw it, you thought, okay, this is a chance for Jamaica. This should be a group they win, and they should win it easily. They did not. They struggled, really, the big one, of course, struggling against Curaçao. It's a really disappointing table for if you're Jamaican. Really disappointing, considering you'd have thought you could beat all these teams comfortably. They did not. The biggest, of course, is that loss. Losing that game for Jamaica, that came out of nowhere. That meant they had to win the last game, and that set them up for disaster. In the end, you can't lose.
Yeah, losing away to Curaçao, that was the ultimate blemish on this particular campaign, and that's why they're in the playoffs.
Last game, you're fine, but now they had to get the goal. Of course, the late penalty drama. They thought they had a penalty, then it was overturned. Too much stress, man. You just want to go comfortably into that last game. You just felt it was too tense.
Yeah, it was too tense, but now you have to deal with what you have. And of course, Jamaica is in the playoffs. Here's the squad, Rahi. Here's what the squad looks like for the Jamaica Reggae Boyz. And there is a lot to discuss on this front for the interim coach, Mr. Speed. What's going on with that?
It's a strong squad, not as strong a graphic as we've seen in the past. We've seen some incredible Reggae Boyz graphics for their squad announcement. This is a more subdued, still nice with the yellow, but I gotta say, this is a strong roster, right? You go top to bottom, everyone's here, in my opinion, right? You've got, of course, Ethan Pinnock's there, right? Damien Lowe's there. You have Ladebaudiere. You have my man, Isaac Hayden, I think, who's an incredibly important center back / defensive midfielder. Of course, Leon Bailey's back there, Bobby Reed, right? Carter Marteri. I mean, who isn't here? Everybody's almost here. Of course, Mikel Antonio, but that's a different story. That's because he's not the player, not the healthy player he once was.
He took out a lot of guys, though. He took out Shamar Nicholson. He took out, Lembe Kisa. He's taken out a lot. He made a statement here, and I think that's what this particular manager has done, is he's put his imprint on this particular squad. And the key guy that he's brought is Mr. Ephron Mason Clark, who is having a standout season right now, an excellent season for Coventry, and that's why he has been brought into this squad. So I will say this, that, yes, like you said, we get the return of Leon Bailey, we get the return of a lot of these players, but perhaps some of the most interesting name that's not there is Mr. Shamar Nicholson.
Yeah, you're right. It's an interesting omission. It's a bold omission by this manager. And looking at the players though on this roster, they have more than enough to win this first game. And if they do that, they should have a good chance. Probably won't be favored, but they should have a good chance against DR Congo as well.
Yeah, so let's just show you who they're going to play against. This, of course, is the New Caledonia squad. For any of the people that are looking at this squad, they got some big name clubs like Tiga Sport here, and some other players, the Tahiti League. Let's be honest, Rahi. Let's be honest. Jamaica needs to win this first match.
Yeah, they need to win this match against Le Kaku, as they're called, I believe. But remember this.
Hey everyone, check out this bump-free spray. It stops grown hair to show you just one spray. It's that easy.
No bumps, no irritation, just smooth skin.
Get yours today.
Looking at this roster, looking at how there's no big clubs. Obviously, these aren't players anyone's going to know. Against New Zealand took 60 minutes to score that first goal. It didn't come easily, right?
Yeah.
It didn't come early. There wasn't an onslaught of goals. I think it was 3-0 in the end. It is a team that knows how to defend, that scraps. There were so many goal line clearances in that game. And the longer this goes scoreless, what Jamaica is going to feel is they're going to have fears of away to Curacao. They're going to have fears of that game having to beat Curacao, right? This is not a team that's in a confident moment. They need to get an early goal. Early goal will settle the nerves, change the game.
Yeah. Let's talk about the other team that will face the winner of this particular group, and that's of course DR Congo. This is how things look for the DR Congo, and they basically finished, if you look at where they are in the group, second to Senegal, who of course is African champions or kind of African champions or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, they took them down to the wire in that particular group there, finishing second here. And then they had to go to the playoff, but they beat Nigeria, Rahi, your favorite team, in the playoffs to get to where they are today.
And if we're being honest, it was a deserved victory. Yes, they won in penalties. Yes, it was tight, but they were the dominant team for much of the game. Nigeria started off strong, but in the end, you had to say DR Congo was very impressive. And even if you go against Senegal, if you remember, they were up 2-0 against that Senegalese side and flying high, of course, and then threw the lead away. But you have to say, this is an impressive DR Congo side beating Nigeria, who, looking at how Nigeria did in the AFCON, pretty strong side, talented side. This DR Congo team knows how to fight. They know how to scrap, and they're very strong in the midfield side.
Yeah, let's show them the roster here. Of course, this is the players that the main names, of course, that stick out here is Mr. Noah Siddiqui, who's having a standout season in Sunderland. And then the return of Mr. Yon Wissa, Rahi. That's who's coming back. He hasn't had a very good season so far for Newcastle. Really hasn't made much of an impact, but you know the caliber of player he is.
Yeah. Yon Wissa is a fantastic player. He's fought some injuries, right? Hasn't had a big impact this year at Newcastle, but he's a good player, right? And this team, if you look at where these guys play, right? You look at the strength in the middle of the field. There's serious power, right? A lot of Spanish league players, right? So for me, this is a team that's very difficult to play against. They possess the ball quite well. They're physical in the midfield, and they also defend quite well, right? Wan-Bissaka, we know as well, the West Ham player.
Yeah. Yes. Big time player over there. Okay, let me show again. This is how things will look in terms of who's going to play whom. And here we go. Now, Rahi, we have come now to the point of this where the first match, of course, will be Jamaica and New Caledonia. I think it's fair to say, can we say Jamaica wins this match?
I mean, we should say that.
Yeah,
we have to say that. I mean, at this point, look, New Caledonia, give them a ton of credit, and they will fight and they will claw and they'll make it hard. But this is a mismatch of epic proportions, and Jamaica, if they do not win this game, this jersey that I so lovingly got, that's just arrived, I may have to retire it forever.
Yeah, I would say if Jamaica loses this match, I think the entire Reggae Boyz federation, the entire supporters group, whatever, just give up. Because you cannot lose this match to New Caledonia. Let's assume that Jamaica wins, Rahi. We're going to finish off the show with this, because this is really the matchup I want to talk about. Can Jamaica beat DR Congo? This is a good squad, a great DR Congo squad. So can Jamaica get it done?
Can they? Absolutely. We've said this about Jamaica for years. They're a talented side. If they figure out a way to play together, they could be, the sky.
This episode is sponsored by J&J Garage. Top quality, cheap prices.
J Garage, we do excellent brakes and clutch repair. Pressure plates, flywheels, disc brake pad, brake shoes, clutches. Any job you have, cars, vans, jeeps, buses, trucks, and tractors. Just call J&J Garage, 1-876-408-3836, 887-7504 for all your pickup and delivery service throughout the 14 parishes.
Is the limit. Unfortunately, past managers just haven't been able to solve that puzzle, right?
Yeah.
Very few has been able to do that. McLaren couldn't do it either. And so now we get to the point where we say, can they beat a cohesive, a together Congo side that has many of the same strengths as Jamaica, right? The physicality, the sort of defensive midfield being quite strong. Jamaica, in many ways, is going up against almost a better version of who they are, who they're trying to be. But on their best day, Jamaica can play with these. Remember, we saw Jamaica play Nigeria. Remember, we saw what that was like. So, look, there's possibilities, but I think DR Congo is favored.
Okay, we got to pick them. We got to pick who wins. Do you want me to go first or what?
Go first.
It's hard. It is a very, very hard. It's very hard, but I think DR Congo gets this done. I think they win this match. They showed me too much against Nigeria, and I just think it's going to be very, very hard for Jamaica. So I'm going to go DR Congo in this particular match. What do you got?
I'm glad you picked DR Congo. You chose the smart pick, the intellectual pick. I'm going with the heart pick. The badge is right. If you see right next to my heart, I'm going with Jamaica, the Reggae Boyz. In North America, that's a big advantage. I know it's Mexico. It's nothing like Jamaica, but hey, maybe there's something about being closer to home that'll give them the advantage. I think I'm taking the Reggae Boyz to find a way.
All right, everyone out there, let us know your thoughts in the comments. Who's winning this match? Who are going to be the keys to this match? Which players are going to win the day? Is Leon Bailey going to come up with the old-fashioned, old-school performance, which is going to get it done? Will Johan Wisa stand out? Let us know. If you're enjoying these videos, please subscribe to the channel. We will see y'all after the match for some reaction. See y'all soon.
Would you say if they win, it's Redemption?
Redemption song. We should just play Redemption song the whole next episode if they win.
Catch up TV in the building again. Maverick in the space again. Still, best and most credible opinion. Still fear and fearless analysis. That will not change. And guess what? The big, long-awaited Reggae Boyz squad for the Intercontinental Playoffs finally released by Coach Rudolph Speed. I know the Maverick already. We have to run through with a fine-tooth comb. I'm going to share some of the observations I make about the squad. It's a 27-man squad to be assembled, I think, on Monday. And I think they fly out on Tuesday. And then play the game on Thursday. The first game, that is. Then win that game, then play the next game the next Tuesday. But before we get into the nitty-gritty of the squad, I just want to remind you about this big Easter Sunday event. Daylight Ibiza. Remember, check out daylightibiza.com for your tickets and make it a date and don't be late. Alright, make we get to the squad now. Make we start with the goalkeepers. Amal Knight returns. Jamali Waite. And of course, the skipper and the senior custodian, Andre Blake. Defenders, Ronaldo Webster. Remember Ronaldo Webster? He used to play for Wolmers and I think he played for Cavalier as well in the Premier League. Left-sided player. Attacking left-sided player. I understand him play defensively for him club now. Amari Bell, another left-sided defender. Richard King, the centre half. Damian Lowe, the centre half. Ethan Pinnock, the centre half. Joel Latibodir, the utility man. Ian Frey and Kyle Ming, one of two local base players in the squad. Kyle Ming play for Mount Pleasant. He used to play for Cavalier too. Alright, let's go to the midfielders now. Isaac Hayden, Kevin Lambert, Carroll Anderson, one new man, Tyrese Hall, Casey Palmer, another new man, Andre Brooks, Leon Bailey, also listed with the midfielders, Bobby Reed, and the next local base player, Dwight Merrick, come from Montego Bay United. Now, we are going to get into some little more nitty-gritty with the new players, you know. And we name two of them so far, Andre Brooks and Tyrese Hall. These are the foreign base new player them, so we are getting a little more information about them. Make we go to the forward them now. Bailey Caramantere, Jamal Lowe, he returns. Demaria Gray, new player. Efron Mason Clark, Ronaldo Cephas, fast car. Norman Campbell, man them used to call Weedy. He used to play for JC. I think he played for Harborview in the local Premier League. And of course, Tyrese Campbell. That completes the 27-man squad. Alright, so make we give a little more heads up about the new player them. But before we do that, try remember, and the Maverick, best and most credible opinion. Fear or fearless. Anyway, make we tell a little bit more about the new player them. Make we start with Andre Brooks. He plays for Sheffield United in the championship, 22 years old. He have 5 goals playing from midfield this season. Tyrese Hall, another young player, 20 years old. Signed by Tottenham Hotspurs, but currently out on loan in a Notts County down a League 2. He have 6 goals so far in a League 2. You know, good young player, me understand, as me saying the Tottenham Hotspurs book, but them loan him out for development purposes. Alright, make we go to the big forward now when them say them carry come. Efron Mason Clark. Him wearing the number 10 shirt for Coventry City, who are leading on the championship, meaning him basically, well, he might help carry him team to the Premier League. They're on the verge of getting back to the Premier League. He's 26 years old and he have 7 goals and 5 assists so far this season. Now, let me say what I say. You know the Maverick, we are going to look on the squad and we are saying Rayante. But you know, the long and short of it a Jamaica team, you know. And them get a second bite of the cherry if we go on the World Cup, and we are support them in that regard, you know. We are pray for them and hope for them and support them wholeheartedly in that regard. Now, when we look on the squad itself, we still maintain so Whisper in that squad here. Because even if Whisper not starting, you have to have Whisper as an option with that squad. There's no way Jamaica can have a 27-man squad. And Whisper Richards can make it. After we name Argentina, Germany, and Netherlands, and England. And Jamaica, you know, there is no way Jamaica can pick how much forward this can pick. And Whisper can the Pandalicia. Not when you have so much man Pandalicia. We're unproven, and some of them will underperform so much for Jamaica. There is no way. And why Mr. Adamant and Whisper should have in this squad, you know? Is because, again, let me give you an example. Mr. Bailey Caramantere, Mr. Jamal Lowe, and Mr. Efron Mason Clark. All of them are similar kind of player, you know. None of them here. Now have no little trick and little magic in them foot. So just one set and run up and down hard worker. We want a little trick. Somebody with some trick in them foot. Somebody point to the return of Norman Campbell and say, man, that kind of player. Norman Campbell can't play football like Whisper. With all due respect, you know. I feel like, you know, you need to see people where I say they can understand why the coach left out Whisper. Again, it's like criteria there, but ball of active. I understand the principle behind it, you know. But as me said previously, you cannot be a slave to that rule. If you become a slave to that rule, you will pick an unbalanced team in terms of all the qualities needed to complement each other, to execute a successful football plan. Again, if you have 9, number 9, we're active. But the number 10 where we have I pay 5 minutes if I get 1 club. You're not picking number 10. You're going to pick one big run up and down number 9. Figure play the number 10 position. That's the point for me I make. You see, Whisper, if we have some tight games, coming off of the bench, showing the appetite and the fearlessness when sure when he put on the Jamaican jersey there. Believe that option at least. When Mr. Speed look over him shoulder and look on the bench, that Whisper option that over there. When we look on them, rest of money so. Norman Campbell not get no game, you know. And Whisper is a far younger player than Norman Campbell. So if you talk about a development selection, and Whisper should there as a younger player. And there's not when Norman Campbell can do on a football field what Whisper can do. Except probably run back and defend some more. But I'm sure we're not going to play Whisper. If we run back and defend. Because Whisper not going to start 19, you know. Whisper must be there as an offensive option. Like how him come on in the game up at stadium against Curacao. And was one VAR decision away from qualifying Jamaica with the World Cup with one little dribble we make. Nobody on the field to do that. Oh, Leon Bailey. But has Leon Bailey been doing it in the Jamaican shirt? Eh? That's the reservation. That's the reservation, you know. Think about it, no people. What do you think about where the Maverick think? Tell me. Tell me what you think for yourself, regardless of where the Maverick think. Eh? One Maverick. Not two. Certainly. Not two. But not few either. Eh? Reggae Boyz squad. And Jamaica is the same way, you know. Reggae Boyz is the same way. Second bite of the cherry. World Cup qualification. One Maverick. Ketchup thief. Out and about.